So it's the middle of March, and I've just popped up to the allotment to check out the greenhouse. Over the last few weeks I've been putting in quite a few seeds, and some things are coming up, so I'm going to flip around in a moment, show you the greenhouse and show you what's happening in there. I'm really excited. I can't wait for the warmer weather to start planting out, but at the moment it's just the early stages of the seeds coming through. Hopefully everything's okay, and I haven't put things in too early. Sometimes I've done that before, especially with things like cucumbers and that, and the seeds can rot in the trays. And they haven't shown their faces yet, or neither of the courgettes, so I'm getting a little bit concerned, but I'm going to give them another week or so. I have had a heater on, it's been really nice and warm in there, so hopefully they'll come up. So I'll flip round in a moment, show you around, show you what's happened and what's germinated really quickly so far. So as you can see, the lettuce, which obviously just germinate really quickly anyway, they're coming on great guns, and I've got a few leeks there just peeping through, which is lovely. I do have some lupins and a few things that I've bought some tubers for, and I've put them in pots just to bring them on in the greenhouse, and then I can take them back home and put them in the cottage garden. I've got a few herbs that are coming up, and these are my beetroot, which I've planted in little clusters again this year. It works really well grouping them together. As they grow bigger and bigger, once in the ground, then you can just twist out the biggest beetroot and leave the smaller ones to continue growing. You can get much more produce in a smaller space, and with an allotment obviously that's a really good thing. I'm going to grow sunflowers again this year, and they've germinated really well. I love sunflowers. They're just part of having an allotment, I think. They make everybody smile. These are quite big ones again. It does get quite windy up here. I will have to stake them once they get to a certain size. But yeah, I think it's important to have some sunflowers. The bees absolutely love them. So my brassica are looking quite good. Broccoli is up, and the purple sprouting is up. And there's some red cabbage that's up, and some curly kale just coming through now. I have got some green cabbage and a couple of others that haven't shown their faces yet, but no doubt they will very soon. And next to those I've got some sweet peas, and these are from seed that I saved from last year. And again, for the cottage garden, I'm bringing some plants on, and these are going to be some blue lobelias, and they're just peeping through, and they're so tiny at the moment. But they'll be fine, they'll come on. I did some in here last year and it worked out really well. And next to those I have my sugar snap peas, and they're looking great. They're actually on their second leaves now, which is good. They're looking quite strong. Some gaps now. That could be because I have a mouse that comes in sometimes, and they do like pea seeds. I might just be being a little impatient. They might come up yet, so I will put in a second planting anyway, just to make sure I have plenty. In the trays here with the covers are all my tomato plants, and they were one of the first things I planted, and I wonder if I did jump the gun just a wee bit with those, because nothing has come up yet. I know they take a little while to germinate, so I am going to try to be patient, and it's worked quite well because they're on the shelf and these covers are a wee bit big, so I pull them forward, and I've got a heater in here, and actually the heat goes up underneath there, and when I've been up and touched it, the actual compost that they're in is actually surprisingly warm, so hopefully that means that they will survive. Again, down here I have some more lupins that are coming along nicely, and I only put those in about 4 days ago, and they're really doing quite well. They're obviously quite happy to be in the warm, which is lovely. I put dwarf French beans in this year. I always grow them, and I see that I've got just one coming through, so that's looking pretty hopeful. And then I've got some pink beetroot, and these are the lovely ones, the choggier ones that have got the white ring through them, and they just look so pretty on the plate when you do a salad, and they cook and eat out quite well. And down on the floor I've got some cosmos. This is all seed that I collected from last year, so there's some of it is white and some of it is the mix, the pinks and whites. They just look so lovely in the garden last year. They look so lovely at the allotment. The bees loved them, so I've got quite a few trays of those coming on, and I like last year, I'll give quite a few away. I've got some larkspur that I saved seed from last year, and also some granny bonnets or aquilegia, which is a really nice cottage garden plant. I had some in the garden, and I had some at the allotment that the birds brought, so I've actually saved the seed from those. So hopefully I'll have quite a nice sort of mixture of plants for the cottage garden, and I will be putting some of them in here in the allotment because it just looks really pretty. And here, of course, are my courgettes, and my marrows and my cucumbers, and I've got kind of a selection of different courgettes, green ones, black beauty, some yellow ones, the bush ones, and yeah, nothing has come through, and they've been in a little while now. I hope I haven't put them in too early. I don't want to start digging through to see if they're okay. I'm just going to try really hard to be patient, and just on the end there, actually the last row are some sweet pepper seeds that I popped in around the same time. So I suppose they've probably been in a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So it is early days. I'm just eager to get going, but it's still quite chilly, and I think it's going to be a bit of a late start this year because it has been so cold. As it's allotment, I am struggling for space, always looking at different ways to do things. This year I would like to make a larger compost bin, and I'm going to make it from pallets, and the only area I think it will fit will be here by the greenhouse, which means that the water butt will have to be moved to the other side of the greenhouse, and I think it will just fit in that corner. My pea sticks are there at the moment, but I can pop it in there, and then I'm going to try to organise some sort of guttering system to collect the water off of the greenhouse as well, obviously to make it a bit more efficient, because at the moment it is just literally catching the rain and there's no guttering system. I just haven't got round to it. So yeah, try to make a bigger compost bin. I'm going to show you later on how to build that. It is really simple. It's just you just need 4 pallets, and we have some horse manure available to us, so I might start it off with a layer of that. I've got a bag of leaves there by the water butt at the moment, that will go in, and then I'll start filling it up, not forgetting to put in cardboard and a few other things just to build it, layer it up, and hopefully next year I'll have more compost. I do have a lot of compost bins, but I never seem to have enough compost, and it is expensive to buy, so if I can generate and make as much of my own as I can, then that's just going to be brilliant. So it's just a quick update today on the greenhouse and what's happening in there. I will pop along again soon and show you how things are progressing, and I hope you're having some joy with your seeds. It's a lovely time of year when things start to peek through, so good luck with your garden. Let us know how it's going for you, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon.